Hey, this is Ryan with Yushu, and today I am reviewing my latest pair from Dievier boots. This is their Nomad Heritage in their Oxblood leather. Now, I have done a lot of videos on the Nomad Heritage in two other leathers, so this isn't going to be as in-depth as those reviews. This is going to be going over the differences between this boot and the boots that I've already reviewed. So we're going to talk mainly about the leather differences and this really cool thing that you can do with Dievier, and you can kind of get a custom Vibram sole added to it for just a little bit of extra money. And I think this makes this boot company even more special than what I've talked about in the past. So let's dive right into this review of the Dievier Nomad Heritage in the Oxblood leather. And the first thing I was blown away with was this leather. First of all, with the Heritage line, the website says that it has thicker, more robust leathers, more workwear inspired leathers. But this leather is just gorgeous to me. It's a full grain leather, and the pull up is insane. I mean, can you see that pull up? It is just really pretty. These have a little bit loose grain here, but you can kind of see how nice the pull up here is. What really struck me about this leather is, first of all, it is very thick. So you can see from the tongue how thick the leather is, but it's comfortable, it's pliable, it's really soft and squishy and really nice to the feel. It has a firm temper, so it's not gonna like fold over like a tumbled leather, but it is like instantly comfortable, which makes this boot just insanely comfortable. So I really love the leather. They don't give you much information about the leather or where it comes from. Basically on the website, it just says this is their Oxblood pull-up leather, and it is bovine, and it's 2.4 millimeters to 2.6 millimeters in thickness. So it's a super robust, really just gorgeous leather. I'll be mixing in some footage of me wearing this boot so you can kind of see it from different angles, but just over the moon with this leather on this boot. Next, let's just talk a little bit about the quality control for Dievier. So this isn't a expensive boot. It's $180, and I still believe this is the best value you can get for a mock toe wedge sole boot. Now, Urban Wolf Club is the best value all around, in my opinion, but Dievier, to get this look, to get this style, this is the best value. And you could even compete that this is the best overall value because the leather that they're putting into the Dievier boots is a step above what you can get with Urban Wolf Club. The Urban Wolf Club boot company. So you could say these are equally like the best value boot you can get. But the welt stitching is really good on this boot. There you can see the joint. The joint of a boot is kind of like the lasagna at an Italian restaurant. If you want to know how good the boot is, look for the welt joint. If you want to know how good the Italian food is at an Italian restaurant, get the lasagna. That's going to tell you. I know that's kind of a ridiculous comparison, but it came to my head in the moment, and so we're going with it. But they're good. It's not the best welt joint, of course. It could be better, but it is a really good welt joint, and the welt stitching is awesome too. And they do the welt stitching where you still have plenty of meat on the welt if you wanted to resole it and restitch it. If you sand that welt too tight to that stitch, then you can't really use that welt, and your cost of repair goes way up. And so on a boot that costs $180, this one costs a little bit more because that outsole. You want to make sure you don't have to repair the welt, because at that point, to repair a welt on a boot, it's going to cost about $180 for that resole. So just keep that in mind. And then the stitching is just perfect. I mean, this is an unbelievably good value boot. Look at that leather. I mean, it's a full grain leather, so it's not a sanded corrected leather. So you're going to have, you're going to have scrapes and scuffs in it. But that gives it more appeal in my mind. It makes it more unique, and it makes it, as it breaks in, that looks a little bit better. So another thing about this boot that's a little bit different from the other Dievier boots that I received is they have a new lace. So it still is a pretty thick lace, but I like it better because it's almost like it's hollow in the center. And so it's not as robust as the laces in the black rough out boots that I got from them earlier. This lace is, it looks as beefy, but it is flatter and it's easier to tie than those other boots. The mock toe stitching looks amazing. The interior of the boot, again, I've done a review of this and it's basically identical to the other boots that I reviewed from them, but you do have, of course, that awesome, oops, veg tan leather insole. Then you have on top of that kind of a foam leather topped slip-in insole. So this is what's going to give you that really good comfort right off the bat while you still are breaking in that veg tan leather insole. So this is the best way to build this boot, with that veg tan leather insole, veg tan leather welt, and veg tan leather midsole. This boot will last forever if you take care of it. So that is really good. The interior leather quality, I say, is a step above what you get with Urban Wolf Club. So that's why there is an argument that this is the overall best value boot you can get for your money. For more detail about sizing, you can see my other videos about the Dievier boots. It's the same for the Nomad Heritage, but long story short, I go a half down from Brannock, and that fits perfectly with that insole in there. They say go true to size. I do disagree with that. I did try a 13. While it does work, you can use it. It's too big in my opinion, going half down from Brannock. So I'm a 12.5 on the Brannock. I went down to 12, and that is the perfect fit for me. It's not too snug. It's a very generous toe box, so that worked out really good. But let's now talk about what really kind of makes this boot special compared to the other boots that I have received from Dievier. And I do want to say this boot was given to me for free. They reached out to me. They said, hey, you want to try one of the add-on boots with the Vibram outsoles? And I said, hey, if you're willing to send it to me, send it on in. I'll make a video of it. I love the company. I love the brand. I think they're the most comfortable boot you can buy out of the box because of the squishy outsole and the squishy insole. And they sent it to me. And so this one, and I do have an affiliate link down below, where if you just click on it and buy any of the boots on the website, it gives me a little small cut. So just so you know, I only do these affiliate links with brands that I really like. I have actually rejected brands in the past before because I didn't think it was a good product that I wanted to support. And, so take that for what you want. I'm only going to do it on products that I really think are good and worth the money and that have something to offer. And the other thing is, I've spent 100% of the affiliate link money that I've received from this boot company on this channel. So it's not like you're padding my 401k. It's just helping me to make the channel a little bit better. So let's talk about the Vibram outsole. Now, I really love this outsole because out of all the options, and they have a lot of good options on their website, and basically all you do is you buy the outsole, it's $40. You buy the boot, it's $180, and you just check out. And then they know that you're going to want it together. Their cobblers take their normal outsole, sand it down, and put the new one on, and you're good to go. For around $220, you have almost like a custom-made boot with the outsole that you want. But why I like this one so much is because you still get all the cushiness of the foam sole that they offer, but now you're getting a way nicer Vibram outsole that's going to just make it last longer. And this is like a cool combo wedge sole, like slash hiking boot. So I mean, this is what they call, Vibram calls this the 1276, the Sierra outsole, and it just makes for just a super cool looking boot and a rugged boot that you're going to be able to like hike in with a wedge sole boot, which I think is cool. But I also think the other boots are cool. But I want to talk about this outsole a little bit because I think something special is happening here. And to compare, let me get another boot. All right, you haven't seen this boot. This is my John Lofgren El Capitan boots, and I will be reviewing these. These are insanely awesome boots, but that's not what the purpose of this video is. But the reason why I'm bringing out the John Lofgrens is because John Lofgren is known for the soles that they use on their boots. They only use Vibram soles that are made in the USA. So that raises one question. Are there Vibram soles that are not made in the USA? And yes, there are Vibram soles that are made overseas. A famous example of this is in the Red Wing Iron Rangers. The Red Wing Iron Rangers supposedly has the same exact sole, but it is completely different in my eyes because this is a lot softer than the Red Wing Iron Rangers Vibram outsole, and that's because it's not a US made Vibram outsole. So John Lofgren is giving you a high quality, the highest quality Vibram outsoles that you can get for your money when they build their boot. And this outsole, which looks the same as the outsole that you get on the Iron Rangers, is way better. It's not nearly as hard. I do not like that Vibram outsole that's on the Iron Rangers because of how hard it is, especially in the winter months. It just freezes and turns the boots into ice skates. I do love my Iron Rangers still, but this is by far a way better outsole. Why am I talking about a $900 boot right now when I'm supposed to be reviewing a $200 boot. That's because to my feel, the compound that they used to build this Sierra outsole, this 1236, feels identical to the compound that they used to build this outsole on the John Lofgrens. So I think this might be one of the American-made Vibram outsoles that is really high quality. Because I don't know, I can't really explain it. I couldn't find any research on it. Of course, it's really hard to find out if something's made in China nowadays because especially with the tariffs that are coming in, everyone's trying to hide that fact. But this outsole has the same feel. Now it's a different looking outsole. It's, luggier, but this outsole has the same feel as what's on this John Lofgren boot. And that again is why I feel like this is an insane value for the money. Now, I don't know about the other outsoles that you can get with Dievier. I don't know if they're going to give you that same feeling, that same higher quality rubber, but this one does, and this one is perfect in the fact that you still get the wedge sole, but you also get like a hiking boot that can do anything you want. This outsole will be perfect for, and it will just last a long time. So that's my ramble about outsoles. Oh, and another thing, just because we're talking about outsoles, is if you buy a pair of Allen Edmonds right now, and it comes with a day-night outsole, it won't say on that day-night outsole made in Britain. While the Trickers boots that you buy, the more higher end boots you buy will say made in Britain still. The reason is, again, they have two different factories. They have their premium ones and then they have their cheaper ones that are made elsewhere. And so a way a boot company can save a little bit of money is buying the non-British made. Have them shipped over, use that. You can still advertise it as a day-night sole. And the same is true with a ton of things in consumer products. So I know it's the same with Vibram. So I'm thinking that you're getting the better Vibram sole. At least the feel, it feels 1,000 times better. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks. Let me know if you have any questions. Please use the link. It only supports the channel. And I think you'll really love this boot. I think you'll love doing the add-on. Ashton from Welted Wear, he's got a couple great reviews on the Dievier boots like these with a different outsole and different leathers. Check those out too. But thank you guys. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you on the next one.